it's Dawn here, and I wish you a very happy new year. Hope you've had a good Christmas. I'm ready to start the new year, and let's hope it's better than last year. But I'm going to start the new year with a project which compares watercolour pencils, different brands. Now, we're not going to go on forever and ever and go through every pencil because we'll be here all day, and that will be very boring. But I'm just going to do a very simple comparison with one pencil from each of my 3 brands. I'm only using 3 brands. The first one is Faber-Castell, as you can see up here. I've written them up here so that I can see and you can see and we don't get confused, hopefully. And I've done this Harlequin flower painting. Now, Faber-Castell, they're a good pencil. They're from Germany. And they give a good coverage for my background and my detail here. They do have a few problems. They do present a few problems, which I was rather surprised at. They do, although they sharpen to a good point, they're brilliant with a nice point, but when you press hard for heavy shading, they do tend to crumble and they will break. So maybe the way around that is to do lighter shading, which means you'd have to build it up in layers rather than doing it in one go, which is a bit annoying, but if you can live with that, then they're fine. And the only other problem I found with them was the dry into wet technique, which is where you put water down first and then paint into it, which is what I did here. I found for me, they gave a bit of a woolly edge. They didn't give a very neat edge. So I had to go around it again with a dry pencil just to tidy up a bit. So you spend an awful lot, I tend to spend an awful lot of time going back on things I wasn't happy with. But so they were okay. I have to be honest and say they're not as good as they used to be, but they're a perfectly acceptable pencil for things like this, for flower painting, animal painting. You just have to sort of put up with the bits that go wrong. But apart from that, they are fine. Overall, they are a good pencil. I wouldn't recommend them for a beginner because you do have to go back and do a lot of fiddling. But I am going to show you what I am going to do. I'm going to pick up one of my Faber-Castell pencils. I've used a red on all of them for the 3 different brands that I've used. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to just show you the strength and what they look like. Just a shading, just a basic shading. We're not going to go into different techniques or anything like that. And I'm just going to tap that under there, and I'm going to take my water here and just blend it with some water like that with my brush, and as you can see, it gives a good coating and a good thick colour. So for simple techniques, simple washes, things like that, basic washes I should say, not simple, although they're simple to do, that's absolutely fine and you won't have any problem with that at all. And so we're going to move on now. And this is the Boldemere pencils. Now, or Boldmere, sorry. I keep on calling them Boldemere, but it's Boldmere, but that's just me. And I brought mine from the works. I've never seen them anywhere else. I'm not saying you can't get them anywhere else. It's possible that you can, but I've never seen them anywhere else. So I got mine from there. Unfortunately, the works, which is a store in the UK, is, well, in our area, we're in tier 4, we're in lockdown. So you can't get them here, but you can get them online at theworks.co.uk. So, and likewise the Faber-Castell, you can get them from the Faber-Castell website if you're interested in those. Now, these are good. I did a background of just a patchy green background, and it didn't fade. It held its colour really well when I put the water on. And I did my fine detail here with my dry into wet, and that held well. They sharpen to a good point. They don't break. I didn't really have any problems with these. If you press really hard, they do tend to break a little bit. The tip will break off if they're very, very sharp. But apart from that, I didn't really have any problems with these. They give a good clean edge and they give a good colouring. They're good for texture. They're good for smooth areas. I really like these. They were really good. And I am going to show you what they look like. Now, this is my Boldmere pencil, and they're a lovely gold barrel. They've got this at the end, they've got the colour strip at the end. They don't have a colour name or a colour number like the Faber-Castell pencils do, but this gives a good representation of what comes out here. And I've sharpened it, especially, and what we're going to do now, we are going to add a bit of colour over here, like that. I'm not going to press too hard, but I'm going to use the side of the pencil. A little technique here, if you use the side of the pencil for a wash technique or a shading technique, you will get a smoother blend. So we're going to do that. I'm just going to pop that down there, take my brush and just give it a wash. As you can see, that's a lovely bright colour. It doesn't fade and it holds its colour really well. And I was really pleased with these. They're lovely pencils. And so that's our Boldmere pencils. And last but by no means least, I used an own brand pencil, and this one I used W.H. Smith, which is it's actually a stationery store in the UK, but the larger ones, they do a lot of other products as well, arts and craft and all sorts of things. So, and of course they have an online store as well. But I really liked these. The only problem with them are when you add water, if you're doing a light shading, they will fade. The colour will fade a little bit. It will lose a bit of colour. But that's a minor problem. But I like the strength of colour here, and I liked the shading. They blend really well. I actually used 3 tones of blue to do this Dwarf Morning Glory, and they blended so well. I was really pleased with these. They give a good strong colour, and they hold their colour really well. And I just like the way they perform, especially for an own brand store, a store brand colour. They're really good and suitable for a professional or a beginner or even children if you want your children to use them. They're non-toxic, so they're perfectly safe, and I would really recommend them, as I would all the other 2 as well. They're all good. They all have their advantages, maybe 1 or 2 disadvantages, but you can go with it. They're absolutely fine, and I was really pleased with this. And so I'm going to show you the pencil now. This is what the pencil looks like. It's a brown barrel, a sort of wood grain barrel. It has the colour strip at the end. Again, it doesn't have a colour name or number at the end, but like the Boldmere, this end is a good representation of what comes out here. And I'm just going to show you what they look like. So that's a really strong colour. This is just a basic red. I suppose it might be the equivalent of a cadmium red, but it's a good strong colour. That one is too. I think that's more of an alizarin crimson or a pinky red, but it's a good strong colour. And again, I'm laying it on its side, and if you put it, even if you put it on the tip, it's okay. So we're going to do that. For the last time, we're going to pick up our brush. Do wash your brush out between. If you're going to do this yourself, do wash your brush out between tests. Otherwise, they'll all come out the same colour, and you won't really get a true test result. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just wash over like that, just like that. And as you can see, all 3 of these brands give really good colour and they're good quality. So I'd recommend any of these 3 brands, and of course any other that you pick up, have a go. So I'll just bring these 3 paintings back in. I don't think I'm going to get them in frame if I do them all together. So again, in reverse order, so to speak, but in no particular status order, in the order that I did them. So that's the Smiths one. That was the Boldmere one. I love these lily type flowers. I'm not a botanist, so I don't know the proper names of them. And I like the Harlequin flower. And they were all really, really good. So I hope you found this little demonstration useful, and it's helped you to decide on your own watercolour pencils if that's what you're interested in doing. So thank you very much for sticking with me till the end of this video. And for anyone who thinks, oh, don't you make this look easy, I'll let you into a little secret. This is the 4th time I did this video. The first 3 I went wrong. Once I picked up the wrong pencil. I can't remember what I did the first time wrong, but this is the 4th time I've done this video. So if anyone's looking at this or any other videos and thinking, oh, isn't it easy? Don't they make it look easy? But this is only because it's the 4th time I've done it. And I'm sure other video makers will tell you the same, or maybe they won't want to admit it, but it doesn't always go right the first time. So if you're thinking, oh, you make that look so easy, it's only because this is the 4th time I've done it. So have fun with your painting, and again, I do wish you a happy new year, and I'll be back in a couple of days with another project. So I'll see you very soon. And in the meantime, thank you for watching, and if you're enjoying these videos, please do remember to give us a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel down below so that you never miss any of our videos. And I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now.